He introduced us to electricity, but human bones were found beneath his own house. He spoke of liberty, yet took secret oaths in a Masonic lodge. Benjamin Franklin, a hero or a two-faced genius? Today, I'll tell you a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew. 10 dark facts about Benjamin Franklin, the hidden life of the man who brought light. Fact 1. Human bones were discovered under Franklin's house. In 1998, during renovations of the historic house in London, where Benjamin Franklin once lived, the remains of 15 people were found in the basement. Some of the skeletons belonged to children. The official statement? Medical experiments may have been conducted, but some experts claim the bodies were strangely dismembered, suggesting this may not have been just science. Was Franklin secretly involved in forbidden experiments? Fact 2. His famous lightning experiment may have been a myth. The story of Franklin flying a kite during a storm and capturing lightning is in almost every textbook. But modern physicists say if that experiment had truly happened, Franklin would have died instantly. Most likely the tale was invented later to strengthen his genius image. In other words, the heroic moment we've all heard about might never have happened. Fact 3. He trained his brain while sleeping. Franklin had a daily mental exercise. He called it imaginary dialogue. Before waking, he would ask himself questions and mentally form the answers. He claimed this helped him sharpen his mind and master the art of persuasion. For Franklin, battling thoughts was a daily workout. He didn't just write, he infiltrated minds. Fact 4. Franklin's message from beyond the grave. Franklin wasn't only an inventor and politician. He was a visionary who believed his voice would echo through time. In a letter from 1779, he wrote, "If my writings and ideas are ever found and read by future generations, it will be as if I am speaking again." This wasn't just poetic. It was his belief in life after death through ideas. He poured his soul into his words, convinced they would outlive his body. Historians say this reflects his immortality complex. Franklin wasn't just designing politics or science. He was designing rebellion against time itself. He was building a second life on paper. Fact 5. Franklin spoke for liberty in France and secured independence for America. Benjamin Franklin wasn't just an inventor, a writer, or a philosopher. He was also a brilliant strategist who won America's freedom not only on the battlefield, but through words, wine, and wit in the heart of Europe. In 1776, Franklin was sent to France as a representative of the newly formed American government. He was old, tired, and dressed in outdated fashion, a stark contrast to the powdered wigs and polished elegance of Parisian high society. But that difference became his secret weapon. Franklin became a symbol of simplicity, wisdom, and revolution, and the French public adored him. At wine-soaked banquets, glittering salons, and cultural gatherings, Franklin quietly spread the spirit of revolution. He spoke with humor and insight, expressing deep ideas in plain words. In pre-Napoleonic France, his voice turned the idea of liberty into a blazing flame. But Franklin had one mission above all: to gain support from the French king. He knew America was young and fragile, and to defeat the mighty British Empire, they needed a powerful ally. After years of tireless diplomacy, Franklin succeeded. In 1778, France and the United States signed an official alliance treaty. It was a turning point in American history. French armies and naval forces joined the war, and the balance of power shifted forever. With this diplomatic victory, Franklin didn't just sign a treaty, he sealed the fate of a continent. His silent negotiations in Paris, his quiet words on paper, changed the destiny of generations. He sat at a table and wrote the end of an empire. Fact 6. He deliberately caused artificial inflation. During the American Revolution, Franklin deliberately flooded the economy with printed money. This created artificial inflation that damaged the British economic system. It was a silent weapon. War through currency, not just cannons. To Franklin, money could be as destructive as gunpowder. This was economic manipulation at its finest. Fact 7. The epitaph Franklin wrote for himself. "Like a book, I shall be reprinted." Benjamin Franklin made a decision early in life. Even death would speak in his own words. Few people in history have written their own epitaphs. Even fewer have done it with such depth, irony, and quiet brilliance. Franklin's read, "The body of B. Franklin, printer, like the cover of an old book, its contents torn out and stripped of its lettering and gilding, lies here, food for worms. But the work shall not be lost, for it will, as he believed, appear once more in a new and more perfect edition, corrected and amended by the author." This was no ordinary poem. It was a manifesto of immortality. To Franklin, death was just the end of a first edition. Life would one day be reprinted, better, cleaner, and eternal. He may not have believed in God in a traditional sense, but Franklin believed in evolution, in the power of time, and in the immortality of ideas. To him, he wasn't just a man, he was a printed thought. A single copy might fade, but the ideas within it, never. Fact 8. Franklin's mysterious child, a life erased from history. Franklin's personal life was far more tangled than most know. His official son, William Franklin, famously betrayed him, choosing loyalty to the British crown during the Revolution. Father and son stood on opposite sides of a war, and Benjamin never forgave him. But the story goes deeper. Some historians believe Franklin had a secret child, one never officially recognized. Born from a discreet relationship, this child was raised in another city, possibly by a single mother under Franklin's quiet financial support. The child never bore the Franklin name. There are scattered hints in letters, in obscure references, in coded notes, suggesting the child's existence. But nothing has ever been fully confirmed. Perhaps Franklin hid it too well. Perhaps history chose to forget. This isn't just a family mystery. It's a glimpse into the shadowed side of a genius. Franklin didn't just invent and inspire. He edited his own life story and maybe tore out a few pages. Fact 9. Franklin's secret identity, the woman named Silence Doe Good. In his youth, Franklin pulled off one of the most clever literary tricks in American history. He invented a female persona, Silence Doe Good, and sent letters to a local newspaper. These letters criticized hypocrisy, religious extremism, and political corruption. Readers loved this mysterious widow. They quoted her, admired her, and praised her boldness. Meanwhile, behind the curtain sat a teenage Benjamin Franklin, grinning. He wasn't just sharing ideas. He was playing a game with society, and he was winning. Fact 10. Franklin's first flight, a forgotten pioneer of air travel. We know Franklin as a diplomat, inventor, and founding father, but few realize he was also one of the first people in history to dream of flight. In the late 1700s, while serving in France, Franklin became fascinated by the hot air balloon, a brand new invention at the time. But he wasn't satisfied with balloons. He imagined something bigger, a true flying machine, something people could ride in, not just float. Franklin once watched a balloon ascend in Paris and famously said, "What use is it? What use is a newborn baby?" He believed flight had a future, even when others mocked it. He predicted that someday humans would travel through the skies faster than ever imagined. And though he never flew in a plane, Franklin's imagination lifted off centuries before the Wright brothers ever touched a wing. So now you know, Benjamin Franklin wasn't just a man of lightning rods and witty sayings. He was a dreamer of skies, a manipulator of identities, a master of secrets, and a philosopher of the soul. If you'd like to uncover more forgotten secrets and powerful facts from history, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and join us every week as we dive deeper into the minds that shaped our world.